Let's get to the shooter. Who is Thomas Matthew Crooks, the suspected Trump rally shooter? This is from Reuters. Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Federal law enforcement authorities scrutinized the background of Thomas Matthew Crooks on Sunday in a search for what drove the 20-year-old gunman to open fire on former U.S. President Donald Trump at a campaign rally in Western Pennsylvania. Crooks, identified by the FBI as the suspected gunman in the assassination attempt, was shot and killed by Secret Service seconds after he allegedly fired shots at the stage where Trump was speaking on Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania. I'm not giving up on this. I still suspect him to be a Chinese man. In my mind and in my heart, this is still a Chinese man, okay? I am confident that we will figure this out eventually. One rally attendee, a 50-year-old man identified as Corey Comparatore, died, and 2 other spectators were critically injured. Trump was shot in the right ear. Now, that part is also questioned. We don't know if it was actually a piece of glass shard from the teleprompter that hit him in the ear, or if he actually did get shot in the ear. We don't know that either. But, you know, it seems like Trump himself said he got shot in the ear, so we're going with that. But let's keep going. A resident of Bethel Park, about an hour away from where the shooting occurred, Crooks was a registered Republican who would have been eligible to cast his first presidential vote in November 5th election, in which Trump is challenging President Joe Biden. Now, all I'm going to say is this. It seems like he won't be able to cast that vote. This would be the funniest story on the planet if he was like a Nikki Haley voter. I said this earlier in my Discord, but I'm like, I will write Nikki Haley's name if it comes out that he was a scorned Nikki Haley stan. Okay? Public records show his father is a registered Republican and the mother is a registered Democrat. Federal Election Commission filings show Crooks appears to have made a small $15 donation several years ago to a political action committee called Act Blue that raises money for left-leaning and Democratic politicians. Act Blue is the processor. So Act Blue doesn't mean anything. Act Blue simply means it is a processor for Democratic Party donations. The real interesting part about this is that the donation was earmarked for the Progressive Turnout Project, a national group that rallies Democrats to vote. Now, since this article came out, there was new information. I think that this wasn't him. And the Progressive Turnout Project itself is like one of those scam organizations regardless. He went from donating $15. He went from donating $15 as reported in the media to like becoming a registered Republican afterwards. People are claiming that this is a different Thomas Crooks from Pennsylvania. The 20-year-old shooter is Thomas M. Crooks, Republican from Bethel Park, and Thomas Crooks from Pittsburgh is a 69-year-old Democrat that donated to Act Blue in 2021. The shooter never donated to Act Blue. He's MAGA. I don't know if that's the case. I'm pretty sure it's still, I think that they would have changed this article if that was not the person. It's reported that Trump's attempted assassination, Thomas Matthew Crooks, made a $15 donation to Progressive Turnout PAC on January 20th, 2021. I reported on this PAC and his mothership before. It's one of those scammy firms that blast people's inboxes relentlessly. Shit like, we need to know if voters support this. This data will provide to be crucial. Donald Trump conducted countless crimes while in office, but Republicans are calling for Biden to pardon him. Should President Joe Biden pardon Donald Trump? It could still be him that donated. TMZ found his manifesto, not TMZ, but his manifesto, according, the FBI apparently found his manifesto, not TMZ, but there's no information on that yet. This is false. Thomas Crooks made the donation with the same address that is listed in his voter's registration. It is confirmed. Pittsburgh addresses are weird. Many addresses here don't actually list the municipality you live in, but the zip codes match up. So there's a little bit of back and forth on this, but I rely on mainstream reporting on this, even though mainstream reporting can get it wrong too. But it does seem like it was him who made the donation, which doesn't really matter because the reality is, like, I have donations made to Kirsten's, not to Kirsten Cinema, who was it? Gillibrand, Kirsten Gillibrand. I'm not exactly a Kirsten Gillibrand head, as you guys know. I don't even remember if I made that donation or if someone else made a fake donation under my name. I can't remember. I could have made it as a meme. But ultimately, you know, people lose bets and make donations and shit like that. This is not copium. This explains why someone would themselves make a donation like that. Because he made the donation on January 21st, 2021. So it's like a weird time to donate to a progressive PAC. As a conservative teen who had started leaning more left because of girlfriends I had, he might have been trying to impress some girl. I mean, there's a million different reasons as to why that donation could have happened. But like, the dude literally is a registered Republican. He could have made that donation, radicalized, became increasingly more radicalized over time. There's a million different reasons why that could have been the case. But ultimately, as far as what we know about him, he was a registered Republican. So Crooks's parents could not immediately be reached for comment by Reuters. His father, Matthew Crooks, his father's name is also Matthew Crooks, 53, told CNN that he was trying to figure out what happened and would wait until he talked to law enforcement before speaking out about his son. Secret Service agents fatally shot the suspect, the agency said, after he opened fire from the roof of a building about 150 yards, 140 meters, from the stage where Trump was addressing his supporters. An AR-15 style semi-automatic rifle was used in the shooting, was recovered near his body. The firearm was legally purchased by the suspect's father, ABC and the Wall Street Journal reported, citing sources. Bomb-making materials were found in the suspect's car, U.S. media outlets reported, citing sources. Let's get to his background. He also donated to you. To be fair, he might have been a hater who wanted to avoid the top of the hour ad break. He might have gotten gifted a sub by someone. Okay, that's a joke, by the way. This shooter, as far as we know, has no connection to me. That was a joke. I'm just trying to fucking debate you. Okay, in the family's hometown, one of Thomas Crooks' former classmates at Bethel Park High School said the suspect did not show any particular interest in politics. Rather, his interest centered on building computers and playing games. A 20-year-old classmate who asked not to be identified said in an interview, Crooks often kept to himself, the classmate said, and politics never came up. Their conversations revolved around the school, the classmate said. He was super smart. That's what really kind of threw me off. This was like a really, really smart kid. Like he excelled, the classmate said. Nothing crazy ever came up in any conversation. The classmate added that he had not seen or heard from Crooks since the suspect graduated in 2022. While in school, Crooks received a $500 Star Award from the National Math and Science Initiative. Oh my God, he was a stem cell. Bethel Park School District is cooperating with the law enforcement investigation, local media reported. As law enforcement dug into his background, the streets around Crooks' home were blocked off by heavy police presence on Sunday. Residents who live nearby described feeling shocked and unsettled that an assassination attempt has been linked to a person from the sedate city of 33,000 people. Bethel Park is a pretty blue-collar type of area, and to think that somebody was that close is a little insane, said Wes Morgan, a 42-year-old who works at an investment management company and bikes with his children around the same streets as Crooks' residence. Couple standing on the porch of their nearby brick ranch style home was left processing the events and spotlight on the neighborhood. There has never been a gun issue. There's never been a police being called. Mary Prisalak, 67, said alongside her husband. You kind of have to wonder, what didn't he get in life? What led to this extreme? Bruce Pindle, owner of Allegheny Arms and Guns Work in Bethel Park, said that after learning about the shooting, he checked his records. We did not sell any firearms to the shooter. We did not sell any firearms that was used in the shooting of the family. When asked whether he had sold any firearms to Crooks family members, he declined to provide a direct answer. That's between me and God. Wait, what? What is going on in America? That's between me and God? Bro, you might as well have said you gave them the weapon. You sold them arms. Okay? What the fuck? That's like when that Republican congressperson was asked about it, like, or that Republican fan was asked about like slavery and whether he thought it was bad. And he was like, I will not be answering this question. It's like, bro, at that point, you're like, you might as well said you love slavery. You know what I mean? Everyone got that message. Like, you kind of answered the question there, didn't you? You have to understand, in Western Pennsylvania, we have a rich tradition of hunting and fishing and outdoor stuff, Pendle said. When asked about the number of gun shops in the region, within 10 miles, there are a ton of gun clubs. So that's what we know. There's some additional stuff, but it seems like he was the kid. When he was a kid, he was the person who made the donation. Alex, our Western PA correspondent, is saying, everyone's saying, what kind of high school has a rifle club? See, this is why we need more Western PA representation in media. Seems like there's a lot of fucking high school gun clubs in Western Pennsylvania. Eric Toller also responding. If you search the filing on FEC.gov, the address for this Thomas Crooks is the Bethel Park's address, zip code he lived in. For some reason, it's incorrectly listed as Pittsburgh in the filing. His address doesn't exist in Pittsburgh. So yeah, no, he's the one who made the fucking dono. But he's also still the one who was a registered Republican, it seems, which is pretty fucking crazy. This actually makes the situation a little bit weirder. Also, on top of everything else, the fact that he was not only just a registered Republican, but also wearing the merch of a gun tuber in the process of doing the shooting makes it all the more weird. Oh my God, every chatter in the USA confirming they have a gun club nearby. No shit. I didn't know this. I didn't go to high school here, to be fair.
He was bullied almost every day.
In what way? Can you explain?
I mean, he would sit alone at lunch. I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know.
Bro, in Western PA, do they bully kids for wearing camo? Like hunting camo? Because like that's kind of weird. That's like kind of odd. Like if you ask me, I would have expected everyone to be wearing that shit in Western PA.
You know how kids are nowadays, so they're gonna see someone like that and they're gonna target him because they think it's funny or whatever. So it's the best way I can describe it. And it's honestly kind of sad. Like, I don't want to say this is what provoked it, but you never know.
You said he was a loner?
Yeah. I want to say he was a loner more because he was quiet, but like he was just bullied. Like he was bullied so much. So much.
So one of the judges said, this dude definitely bullied him. Chill, dude.
This is high school.
Yeah.
What did they, do you remember at all what they said to him or called him?
No. He was just made fun of, I guess, for the way he dressed or his appearance. Like they were just saying jeans. He'd wear hunting outfits sometimes. He would always wear a mask, even after COVID. He wore a mask.
Oh, liberal. That's how you know.
Mask, like even after COVID was over and all that.
Good for hiding acne. I mean, that could be the reason. He had like some stuff on his lips. Could be to fucking hide that. Who knows? Ultimately, though, he could have also potentially been like registered as a Republican to maybe vote in the primaries. But I don't know. People do that in Oklahoma since Dems don't have a chance here. His Insta has some interesting info on the profile. His Instagram is not confirmed. So I don't know what you dug up and what you found. Bro, he's 20. I don't think he would know that. I mean, bro, he's 20 and he fucking shot the president. So who knows? You know, this is not like a normal guy. What do you mean? Like I'm not ruling out anything. I'm not ruling out him being like right wing. I'm not ruling out him being like the most extreme liberal you've ever met in your life that is like a diehard liberal, so much so that he like registered as a Republican to vote in the closed primaries. You know what I mean? Absolutely nothing we are learning about the shooter or his family is surprising or weird. Alleged Trump shooter's father is a registered libertarian. I mean, that makes sense. Like, that's normal. This is probably just an elaborate suicide by cop. Nah, I don't think so. I mean, we have nothing to work with on that front, but I don't think that is like the way you would do that. There's so many easier ways of doing suicide by cop, dude. Are you kidding me? Most of the time, these guys will just go and shoot up a fucking school. Something more unique about his his age. He falls right into the perfect age to not really have much of an internet footprint because he didn't post a lot, didn't have a Facebook, barely used what he did have, and was a loner. Yeah. Liberal families don't have guns in the house. That's not true. We're talking about fucking a small Western Pennsylvania town. Liberal families will absolutely have guns in the house. American gun culture far transcends political leanings, political ideologies. So yeah, they hunt a lot. It is shocking that he doesn't have like a massive digital footprint that people have been able to find, including MHUD and like, you know, journalists that are obviously making the rounds right now, scouring the internet. Like the only thing that we were able to find on this guy is his Discord. He has a Discord. Like I'm looking at it right now. He was a member since August 30th on Discord. He had a Discord account, at least the one that we know he had, since August 30th, 2023. And that's it. You didn't finish what kind of Discord profile he had? He has just like a regular gray name Discord profile, as in his name is just Thomas, no avatar, nothing, like no profile picture, nothing. I don't know the veracity of this, but FBI says it found, the Spectator Index says, FBI says it, it is not found a manifesto. I thought the FBI had found a manifesto. My bad, I misread that. The FBI has not found a manifesto. So in terms of like the Republicans not being all right, this guy goes, the rabbit hole goes deeper. The shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, was featured in a 2023 BlackRock ad. The BlackRock ad was filmed at Bethel Park High School, which Crooks attended. Crooks can be seen at the 19-second mark. My thoughts. This to me stinks of MK Ultra. But what's odd to me is that someone would even come across this so fast. Like, how do you cross-reference the name of the school in BlackRock? What do you think? And it's like, yeah, dude, It's a
My name
fucking
is
normal ass BlackRock ad. Like, what the fuck are you
My name is
talking
Brian
about?
DeLallo. I teach AP and Honors Economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do.
Like, this is literally a BlackRock pension ad, dude. This is just what BlackRock does. Like, they don't do hits. You're fucking ridiculous. Here he is, by the way, in the classroom. This is him. Motherfucker's got the craziest case of Habsburg job, by the way. Holy shit. He's in some fucking fiscal policy government class. But yeah, this is Thomas Crooks. This is the shooter. I don't know why he posted his fucking ear in the footage. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But so that's all we have for the time being. Talia Jane had an interesting take on this, but while things are unclear, I will offer some wild speculation by noting that Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes both recently accused Trump of being controlled by Jewish billionaires and a sellout to the establishment. Those accusations stem from Trump denying involvement in Project 2025, calling some of his proposed plans abysmal, and offering a policy platform to the RNC that softens Republican attacks on abortion. Not like that means anything, but it made the Christo-fascists super mad. The reaction, or what I saw early on, was people deciding Trump was just some establishment shill, nothing inciting. But if someone with a very bad brain got really juiced up on it, that's a potential pathway into rationalizing violence. The only things that tie this shooter to potential right-wing leaning and association, and this is like a bit of a reach from Talia that she recognizes as well, but the only thing that ties this person to right-wing leanings and associations is wearing a GunTubers merch. A GunTuber that isn't like overtly political, by the way, in comparison to the likes of Brandon Herrera, who literally ran for Republican office, but is still aligned with those guys. For the record, Demolition Ranch is aligned with those guys, and is like friends with those guys. And, you know, as most GunTubers are, obviously still right-wing, but not as overtly right-wing as other GunTubers are, I guess. Demolition Ranch, as far as I understand, doesn't make like super political takes, but obviously still has like right-wing merchandise and is a GunTuber. So of course there's like right-wing associations and right-wing leanings. They're GunTubers. I mean, there is literally a fucking Let's Go Brandon t-shirt on their website. Okay. Was the BlackRock connection debunked? What do you mean BlackRock connection? BlackRock runs a bunch of fucking pension funds for teachers, including his school. So they made a fucking B2B ad, most likely, that happened to literally feature the dude in one of the classes because they got a teacher from that school to be like, oh yeah, BlackRock's got my pension in mind. It's a fucking commercial. There's no real connection between this shooter and BlackRock. Like the idea that like BlackRock is like putting out a hit on Donald Trump is so funny because Donald Trump's policies help BlackRock, okay? Like tremendously. So, yeah.